This is a story about choices, risk, and the future of a nation's security. Canada has made a move that's raising eyebrows around the world, and honestly, stirring up tensions much closer to home. Why has Canada decided to build a new fighter jet plant on its own soil? And why is this decision causing friction with its closest ally, the United States? These are the questions at the heart of today's report. The stakes are high, the world is watching. This isn't just about planes, it's about sovereignty, jobs, and the delicate balance of global alliances. Canada's fighter jet gamble. What's at risk and what's to gain? Canada has announced a bold new plan. It will build a state-of-the-art fighter jet manufacturing facility in partnership with Saab, the Swedish aerospace giant. The announcement came on November 18, 2025 at a press conference in Ottawa. Defense Minister Isabelle Martin stood beside executives from Saab, flanked by blueprints and a model of the next-generation Gripen jet. "This is a new chapter for Canadian aerospace," Martin declared. "We are investing in our own future, creating thousands of jobs and strengthening our defenses." The room buzzed with anticipation and, well, a hint of tension as reporters pressed for details. The move comes after years of debate over how to replace Canada's aging fleet of CF-18s. By choosing Saab over US companies like Lockheed Martin and Boeing, Canada is signaling a new direction. Almost immediately, the US State Department issued a statement expressing serious concern over the implications for North American defense cooperation. Across the globe, analysts are watching closely. Could this decision reshape Canada's role on the world stage? In a rapidly changing world, every move matters. Canada's journey to modernize its air force has been long and complex. For decades, the country relied on the CF-18 Hornet, introduced in 1982. These jets served in NATO missions, Arctic patrols, and even over Libya during the 2011 intervention. But by the late 2010s, the fleet was aging fast. Successive Canadian governments struggled to choose a replacement. In 2010, Canada announced plans to buy the F-35 from Lockheed Martin. Political turbulence and rising costs led to years of delays, reviews, and heated debates in Parliament. "We need transparency and value for Canadians," one MP demanded during a 2015 committee hearing. Canada's defense has long depended on close ties with the United States. As founding members of NORAD and NATO, the two countries share intelligence, airspace, and equipment. This partnership makes any break from US defense suppliers a sensitive issue, one with history and politics wrapped tightly together. Despite these complexities, the need for a new jet became urgent. Pilots described flying 40-year-old planes with parts cannibalized from retired models. The question was never if Canada would upgrade, but how and with whom. Enter Saab, a Swedish defense company known for the Gripen fighter jet. In 2024, Saab offered Canada a unique deal, not just to sell jets, but to build a full-scale production plant in Canada. This would mean Canadian jobs, technology transfer, and a new place for the nation in the global defense industry. For decades, most of Canada's major defense contracts went to American firms. Saab's offer stood out. "We are ready to make Canada a center of excellence," Saab CEO Lars Sundström said at a Toronto industry event. The partnership promises advanced capabilities, stealth technology, interoperability with NATO, and Arctic suitability. The government reviewed bids from Boeing, with the FA-18 Super Hornet, and Lockheed Martin, with the F-35. While both US options had strong support in Washington, Saab's proposal spoke to Canadian priorities, jobs, sovereignty, and industrial growth. "It's about building here, not just buying abroad," said a senior government source. By choosing Saab, Canada is betting big on a new model for defense procurement. The deal could reshape the country's aerospace sector and its place in global supply chains. The new plant will break ground in Montreal in April 2026, with the first Canadian-built Gripen jets expected by 2029. Saab will invest $2.7 billion, while the Canadian government has pledged $3.1 billion in contracts and incentives. "This is the largest defense investment in a generation," said Project Director Sophie Lefebvre. Construction will create 3,500 jobs over 3 years, with another 2,000 permanent positions in engineering, assembly, and support. Partners include Canadian avionics firms, local universities, and several Indigenous-owned contractors. We want this project to benefit all Canadians, especially underrepresented communities, Lefebvre emphasized. U.S. reaction has been swift. We are deeply concerned that this decision undermines North American defense integration, a Pentagon spokesperson told Reuters. Informally, U.S. officials warned that interoperability and intelligence sharing could suffer. In response, Canada has promised to ensure full compatibility with NORAD systems. Key milestones ahead include regulatory approvals by December 2025, the start of staff training in early 2027, and the rollout of the first jet in summer 2029. Every step will be closely watched at home and abroad. Visuals help tell the story of this high-stakes gamble. A map of North America highlights the new plant's location in Montreal, just miles from the U.S. border. Arrows trace supply lines reaching from Sweden to Canada and from Montreal to airbases across the country. Factory construction footage shows cranes rising over the city's industrial east end. Inside, engineers configure assembly robots, while workers in hard hats measure out the plant's massive footprint. A chart outlines the procurement process: initial proposals in 2023, selection in late 2025, and planned delivery through the 2030s. Skyline shots of Ottawa, Montreal, and Toronto drive home the national scale of the project. You can almost feel the buzz of industry and, honestly, the tension simmering between Canadian and U.S. capitals. The fighter jet deal is triggering seismic shifts across Canada. Politically, Prime Minister Rachel Singh faces a divided parliament, with opposition parties questioning the risks of straining ties with the U.S. "We need allies, not adversaries," said conservative defense critic Mark Doyle. The government, however, frames the deal as a bold step toward independence. Economically, the new plant is expected to boost GDP by $8 billion over the next decade. It will anchor a revitalized aerospace corridor in Quebec and Ontario. "This is a game changer for our workers," said a union leader at the Montreal press conference. Small businesses hope to benefit from new supply contracts, while universities see opportunities for research and training. Socially, the project sparks debate about Canada's identity. Some see the Saab partnership as a proud assertion of sovereignty and innovation. Others worry about the potential fallout with the U.S. "It's risky to rock the boat with our biggest partner," said a former diplomat on CBC News. No matter the perspective, it's clear: Canada's fighter jet gamble will shape the country's politics, economy, and society for years to come. Defense experts are weighing in from around the world. Dr. Emily Chen, a military analyst at the University of British Columbia, calls the Saab deal a calculated risk that could pay off if Canada manages the U.S. fallout. She notes that Sweden is a NATO partner and Saab's Gripen is battle-proven, but warns that the transition will be complex. Former NORAD Commander General Paul Harrison, now a security consultant, says, "Canada must reassure the U.S. that interoperability will not be compromised. Trust is built over decades, but can be damaged quickly." He urges clear communication and joint testing of the new jets. Saab's own experts tout the benefits of technology transfer. Canada will gain not just jets, but skills, intellectual property, and a new place in global supply chains, says head engineer Annika Lindstrom. However, U.S. analysts point to risks. If Canada drifts away from U.S. standards, it could face challenges in joint operations, warns a Rand Corporation report. The consensus? Canada is taking a bold step. The outcome will depend on careful diplomacy, technical collaboration, and ongoing dialogue with all partners. As the story comes full circle, the music builds once more. Canada is at a crossroads. Its decision to build a fighter jet plant with Saab is more than an industrial project. It's a statement about the nation's future, values, and alliances. The risks are real strained U.S. relations, integration hurdles, and political backlash. But so are the rewards, jobs, technology, and a new role on the world stage. "This is about shaping our destiny," Defense Minister Martin concludes. "Canada is ready to lead." What do you think? Will Canada's fighter jet gamble pay off? Join the conversation. Like, subscribe, and share your thoughts below. The stakes have never been higher, and the world is watching.